What is going on, everybody? We are back for my annual camping video. We're gonna do more this year, I promise. I know that I say that every year, but just, you'll see. So anyways, we're going to a place called Madison, which is in Dorchester County, Maryland. It is near Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge. I don't think it's a part of it, but I could be wrong on that. Fact check me. So anyway, we are gonna go to Blackwater tomorrow, and I think you guys know I'm a photographer, and then my buddy Mike, who's coming with one of his dogs, Cedar. You guys have seen him before in these videos, and Cedar as well, I believe. He's gotten into photography over the past year or so, and so we're gonna go to Blackwater tomorrow and try to see if we can get some pictures of, you know, anything that's still trying to live at this time of year. So I'll be throwing some videos and maybe some pictures of whatever we end up with tomorrow in here. But other than that, it's you know, cold weather camping as usual. He's got his trailer. I'm gonna be sleeping in the back of my truck. I believe it's supposed to be, I think tomorrow's like a high of low 30s or something of that nature. Yeah, probably I think low to mid 20s overnight, so it should be interesting. I'm kind of at Mike's mercy on this one because I brought no heat. He has a diesel heater, and we're gonna try to split it with a Y pipe between our two sleeping quarters. And if that doesn't work for whatever reason, then we'll be using body heat. So that should be fun. I've never been to this place before on video. We came here in the summertime, and it was like, actually I think it was a fall, but it was just really hot that weekend. And it was like 90 some degrees, and we were staying in a tent, so that was pretty miserable. So now we're doing the opposite end of the extreme. So anyways, yeah, just this place isn't too far from home, a little over an hour away, I think. But yeah, just a fun little weekend getaway and photography slash camping trip. So we'll see what we end up with. Ready, guys? You're good. I am here in bed with Sydney. Night one. Enjoyed a little time just kind of hanging out at the campsite, talking to Mike about just life stuff. So didn't do a whole lot of filming today, but like I said, we just hung out at the campsite, got everything set up, got our bedding situation all set up, and then we had some Mississippi pot roast for dinner, which is amazing. I think it's a little bit better when it's straight out of the crock pot. I brought it like in a container already cooked, and then heated it up on the little stove that I have. Kind of got, when you cook it in the crock pot, it's like the meat is like all still together, even though it's really tender and like falls apart, it's all still together. So when I was reheating it, it was cold. So I was like kind of trying to chop it up. So it kind of mixed in together with the broth that it usually makes. So it's more like a stew than like a broth and then the meat separate. But the flavor was still good. And then we just had that with some bread. That's all we did for dinner. But yeah, we have retired into the sleepy time area. Mike's in his little travel trailer, and we got the diesel heater hooked up, so it's blowing through right there. Right now it is, I just got in here, so this back window has been open all night, so no real chance for it to get like warm in here. But right now it is 41 degrees. I don't know if you, yeah, there you go, 41 degrees. So we'll see how hot the diesel heater gets it in here, but either way, it's supposed to be like in the 20s tonight. So even if it's only 40, which I'm sure it'll go higher, it'll be a lot better than it is outside. I'm thinking it's probably going to get around like 50, 55, maybe 60 in here, which is fine because Sydney has a fur coat that she got for free and always has it on. And then she's got her little blanket on, and then I've got this, my big Agnes, oh, that's a pillow. But anyway, I've got my big Agnes sleeping bag, which is like, I think one of the previous videos I did, it was like 91 degrees in the bottom, like in the foot area of it. So I'll be just fine. I might not even sleep with it, depending on how warm it gets in here. But anyway, it's like a little after 6 o'clock and we're ready to call it a night. So I will do another video before I go to sleep, and when it's had a chance to warm up in here a little bit. But yeah, I don't really know what of note there is to talk about, aside from this is the first time I've had my Dometic fridge freezer combo, and basically I've had it charging off of here all day, and we're still at 94%. So it pretty much doesn't use a lot of electricity. Like, it doesn't use any when it's like cooled down, but you know, every once in a while when it starts to get warmer, it'll have to kick on again. And I think it pulls like 40 to 50 watts. So yeah, it should be able to run a long time off of this thing. I mean, basically it's been plugged into this since around maybe about 12:30 or so, and it's only used 6%, and I have 2 of these, like the same exact Blue Eddy model. The other one should still be at 100%. But yeah, got my phone and my oldest daughter's cracked screen iPad that I downloaded some Studio Ghibli movies onto, 100% legally, of course. So I got those to keep me entertained, and yeah, gonna hang out on those for a little bit, and I'll come back and give you guys like a temperature update. But basically we're gonna get some rest and have a big day of wildlife photography tomorrow. So I'll check in with you guys before I go to sleep. All right, what's up everybody? I have been playing on my phone for a while now, but I've been here inside the truck now for a while. I did get out one time to use the bathroom, but 61 degrees. Good morning everybody. It's about 7:20 and it is 71 degrees. Let's get the day started. What's up, Sydney? Good morning. Good morning. What are you doing? Flipping them sausages. Got the whole crew here, ready to do some shooting. Using a Tamron 150 to 600 Canon R5, R5 Mark II. And then Mike's got his Nikon stuff, but we won't talk about that. back from Blackwater. We actually saw a pretty decent amount of wildlife. It wasn't anything too crazy. We didn't have any bald eagles like fly up and land on the hood of our truck or anything like that, but quite a few herons. There was a bunch of like geese and ducks and stuff out there, which I didn't really take pictures of. We did see there was like 2 bald eagles that were in a tree together, so that was pretty cool, but they were kind of far away. But just wanted to show you guys kind of the campsite here. So there's like a bathroom over there, then that goes out to like the main road, so kind of sketchy with the dogs because if they ran out there, somebody could come by going like 50 miles an hour and blast them. Let's see if our little mouse friend is down here, but it's kind of cool because this property has like this body of water that runs like all the way around it. Sydney killed a mouse yesterday. I don't know where it went. That's okay, we'll find it later maybe. But yeah, so there's like the entry gate right there. I don't know if people can actually use that boat or not, but there's a boat. And then there's this like little cutaway back here. That tree that's right in front of me that's dead, it's like really pretty when we came here last time in the fall. But there's this little space over here. Whole thing surrounded by these kind of like tall grasses. Like there's a truck right there, you can see there's a main road right there. And you got all this space too. The dogs love it because they're able to run pretty much as far as I can throw the ball anyway and go get their ball. There's a bathhouse, and then we've got our trucks kind of parked like right with the water view. You won't be able to see it, but over like way over there across the water, and then like there's another little creek or river or whatever the heck it is. There's like a nice like white sandy looking beach over there, and evidently that property just sold not too long ago, so I don't know what anybody's going to do with that. But a little fire pit, picnic table. Like I said, there's our trucks right next to the water. I'm sure you could do some pretty decent fishing here. Plenty of space for kids and dogs play. I think they said, Mike said that you can bring like up to 20 people to this location for no additional charge, so that's pretty cool. Nice to have a little party out here. And then you kind of have a couple of little cutouts like this where you can look at the water and all that. But yeah, pretty much when you look out of the back of our trucks in the morning, so sunset is kind of like off like behind those trees kind of, but this is your view. Pretty nice spot. All right, so this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Same thing we had last night. It is called Mississippi pot roast. It's super simple actually. Just need a crock pot, put a chuck roast in it, a stick of unsalted butter. I think it calls for like 6 pepperoncinis, but I made 2 chucks at one time, so I just dumped like half of a jar of pepperoncinis in there with the liquid and everything. So yeah, chuck, pepperoncinis, butter, a packet of au jus, and a packet of ranch. And I believe that's all it calls for, but I do put garlic and shallots in mine as well. So we'll have that for dinner, and then it'll go on. We have bread with it, so I make like little sandwiches out of it, and it tastes super good if you toast the bread and then like dip the bread or pour some of this juice on top of the bread. It's super good. All right, and that's what the final product looks like.